A civil trial against the state of Washington continues, with the parents of Susan Powell claiming the state should have done more to protect their grandsons. Susan Powell was last seen more than a decade ago. Her husband, Josh Powell, was under suspicion for her disappearance. Then in 2012, Powell killed the couple's two little boys and himself. King 5's Natalie Swaby joins us live now. Natalie, Susan's family seeking millions in this lawsuit. Tell us more.
Yeah, that's right. Susan's parents are seeking $5 million for every minute their grandchildren, Charlie and Braden, suffered. And they believe the boys suffered for up to 10 minutes on that February day inside Powell's home. Today, at this courthouse, a Pierce County detective sergeant took the stand.
He was a good actor. I mean, is that what we're talking about? He could engage and he could pretend.
That's Pierce County Detective Sergeant Gary Sanders on the stand today, talking about Josh Powell. Back in 2009, Josh told investigators he and the boys had been on a camping trip during a snowstorm when Susan Powell vanished from their Utah home. He later moved to the Puyallup area.
I just walked up and I put handcuffs on Stephen.
Detective Sergeant Sanders says a search of the family home led to the arrest of Josh's father, Stephen Powell, when child pornography was found. The state removed the boys. But in 2012, a caseworker brought Charlie and Braden to their father's home in the Graham area for a supervised visit. Powell locked the caseworker out and killed the boys and himself. The home went up in flames. The boys' grandparents want to know why the state would allow visitation in a setting where Josh Powell had control. They say it shows negligence on the part of the Washington Department of Social and Health Services. In court, the state's attorney blamed Powell for the murders, not DSHS. On the stand, this investigator says long before the murders, he had made his concerns known.
I told lots of people.
And you couldn't give them the evidence from West Valley PD or the basis for that belief of yours?
I was limited on what I could give. They held the cards.
And jurors were told that law enforcement from West Valley, Utah did not share all the evidence that they had on Powell with investigators here in Washington state. Now, the trial is expected to continue on Monday, and next week is when we expect Susan Powell's father, Chuck Cox, to testify. Live in Tacoma, Natalie Swaby, King 5 News.